Oh, Chattington, I'm Backington. Wicked! So if you've seen it, great. If you haven't, spoilers ahead. She dies at the end, so you've been warned. Overall, I actually really liked the first Wicked. And I think this is gonna be an overall sentiment throughout the internet right now. But the second Wicked just wasn't as good. Plain and simple. I give it a 6 out of 10. A lot of people gave it a 4 and demolished it in the ratings. But hey, that's just not me. I do have some sentiment for the characters because I did really like them in the first. Hello?
Sorry, I was looking for my...
Do you want a mic? You want to talk about Wicked? Chat, we're gonna have a special guest for this one. 1 second, everybody. I'll be right back. Let me mic you up. She's not gonna be on camera. She doesn't tend to like to be on camera. Do you want to be on camera?
No, because I have no bra on and my hair is wet.
Oh yeah, that's right. We didn't rewatch the first Wicked when it comes to like watching the second one. It's been about a year since we had seen it. Or was it like 240 maybe? Two and some change?
About 2 hours. I feel like it was definitely longer than this one.
Yeah, this one felt way quicker.
Yeah,
than the first one.
I know that the play is obviously, you in the play you have act 1 and then you have that matinee or whatever. No, not matinee. You break.
Intermission.
Yeah. And then you have act 2. And so when that first movie ended in the last song of act 1, I was like, oh, okay. I already knew that we were going to make it a 2, but then I know you didn't know that. Yeah. And so when I was like, and then you were like, and then it said like, what did it say?
It was like to be continued or something?
Yeah, you're like, what? you're like verbally like.
It was like as if Infinity War, like if I didn't know anything about Infinity War and I went in like as a first time like, oh, I actually enjoyed this movie. And then it was like, boom, like Thanos will return. What? Are you kidding me? This isn't it. Personally, I don't like musicals at all. It has to be a really good movie. And then happen to be a musical for me to like it. Like I don't like musicals just natively. I'm not like, oh, it's a musical, I'm gonna love it. So Wicked, it was a good movie, had some good songs in it. I didn't really mind the singing. I thought it fit perfect in like the whimsical world that it created, like very Dr. Seuss-ish. There were some frustrations that you had with Glinda, but overall, that's just her as a character.
Yeah, that's just her as a character. And I thought, because, okay, I know the songs, I don't know the story. I've only ever read what the story is about on Wikipedia, but like nothing about like dialogue. Because you can only read like so much on Wikipedia, you don't get like the full thing. I don't understand people like us that are just like the average person probably watching Wicked for the first time that are like, what the hell? Like, Glinda freaking sucks. Like everything, like
Glinda's annoying. Definitely annoying sometimes.
But then there's people who are like actual theater fans, and even just like people who love Wizard of Oz because that's some people's like
classic movie.
Yeah.
It was really cool seeing like Dorothy and everybody as like a third perspective because Dorothy in that story is so iconic. Like everybody knows that movie, but to see it as like the cameo version of that is really funny and cool. Because you just see Dorothy like walk off.
And they never touch on her like the story of her, what she's doing or what it was going on. Mainly because I like that though. I like the fact that they never clue into like you already know that. There's no need to bring any more of that in and focus on it too long. I think the general thing is like, oh, like she's just misunderstood. Like I love her regardless. Yeah, I love her regardless, and this and that. But I mean, maybe we just maybe there's more that we don't understand, but I just feel like she's just so passive, and I wish there was more dialogue added into the movie to explain why she even is like that. And it's kind of hard because you don't want movies to tell you and make you feel like you're dumb, and I don't think over explanation was needed. Maybe just a little bit more to make her a more likable character, or to just maybe understand why other people find her a likable character, because I think she is meant to be a likable character. You don't get that.
I think everybody just says it and you're like, oh, I guess you're supposed to believe it. Yeah. Like those whole songs dedicated to how good she is and how great she is or whatever.
No, not, I mean like outside, like I mean in the people who like the show. Not in the movie.
An audience.
Yeah.
Okay. That is something that we talked about straight out of the movie. Me and my girlfriend were talking about the fact that the ending felt like there was no reason, and that maybe there's a better case to be made for like ambiguity when it comes to like plays. Although it does feel like there's still the same sentiment amongst fans with the play itself. But when it comes to movies, if anybody listens to the podcast, you'll know that I hate when you're left to your own, interpretation when it comes to the ending of movies. I want the story to be told the way that the person creating the story wants to tell it through and through. But then also, when you have such a lack of like meaningful reasons why a character is doing something, it makes the ending feel really cheap and like super let down. And that's what this movie felt like at the end. It felt like there was no reasons why certain characters were doing, like they didn't have motivation.
I think the songs are supposed to like tell you a little bit of what, because Elphaba and Fiero get together, and then Fiero like is about to like get his ass beat by the like cop and probably gonna kill him, I'm assuming. It doesn't ever outright feel like they say that they are, but like you see them beating him and stuff. And then she sings that song, no good deed goes unpunished. And so I feel like that's supposed to make you understand why she surrendered so quickly at the end. But there was like a weird gap of like that song feeling like she's gonna get her revenge, because she's like, I'm over it, whatever. And then she locks Dorothy up, and then there's like a weird shift of like, okay, that's it. Like all of a sudden she just drops it, which is like there was so much rage at that point. And to then get to that point and be like, oh, there's no more rage, or like I'm done, like I'm leaving, I'm gonna whatever. It just feels like, what? Like that was such a something that you couldn't, you just had to keep moving through it. There was like nothing you can like really understand. Like you had no
Like the writers were like, oh, this is like towards the very end of the movie, we gotta like skip a little bit.
Yeah.
Galinda basically takes over all of Oz because she runs out. She chases out like Oz himself, and then also, what was her name?
No,
other
Oz.
witch?
It's the wizard.
So she runs out the wizard and Madame Marble, and those were the main two people who were pushing all the propaganda for Elphaba to be the Wicked Witch of the West, and for everybody to turn on her. And of course, not by like the next day will Galinda be able to just say like, guys, chill. It was like just a joke, LOL. But over time, she could have definitely turned everybody to be like, guys, this was all fake. This person's in jail now. We're going to like have her answer to her crimes and commit to like changing the narrative for Elphaba, so Elphaba could stay in the home that she loves and she fought for it.
And she also left without even, because her whole thing was like, her literally written out was expose the wizard, save the animals. And at the point of her leaving, she doesn't do either. Mm-hmm. So it's like you just left. Like
you're just hoping
with an unfinished, like, yeah.
You're just hoping Galinda could like do it.
Yeah. And you're putting a lot of faith in someone who has not shown up. Yeah, like
you're right. We were talking about like there's an argument to be made to keep to the source material because it's already been like that is the story, right? That happens a lot in comic books where people get upset because it doesn't follow the narrative of the source material. Even if you did want to continue with that storyline and have the same ending, I think the movie adaptation should have had a lot more push for these characters to really meaningfully feel like, oh, this makes sense. You have to do this. Is a 6 out of 10.
6? Why 6? The movie, I mean, the story was bad, but 6 because you like the colors?
I like the characters overall. I like the world that they build. I think it's really cool. I heard that they're going to maybe do like a spin-off. So I don't know. Maybe that comes out. Maybe it never does. And all of the VFX I thought were fine. Pretty solid in most instances. But a lot of like the animal CGI, animal CGI is always just kind of bad.
Also, at what point Fiero have known that she actually wasn't dead? Because he like went to did they talk about some sort of like trap door in the castle? They supposedly like
hadn't even met up.
Yeah. Because she was like, oh, my sister's in danger. And it's like, bro, your sister's dead.
No, they couldn't have even talked about it because...
Because then she went, and then he got beat up. She casted the spell. She doesn't know where he's... All right, we're supposed to think that she doesn't know where he's at or what she's done to him. Mm-hmm. And then... Because, she doesn't even know that she turned him into a scarecrow. Because she was like, what? She was like, who are you? And then, but, he can tell that who he is. Also, someone said, I don't know if you saw, but I saw someone say that Scarecrow Fiero looks like Ryan Reynolds. Have you seen that?
He did a little bit. I haven't seen that, but he did.
That's crazy.
But already, final thoughts?
I think it was a good adaptation. I will say that. Actually, it was a good adaptation.
It was good.
Source material was just kind of booty.
I made the argument that if we can get on and veer so far off the source material when it comes to the Avatar, The Last Airbender, we can kind of veer off in Wicked, okay? It's fine. Just all in the name of making the story better, hopefully. But yeah, overall, what's your rating?
I would agree it's a 6 out of 10.
Yeah. Why would you give it a 6?
I thought it was good. I like the songs still. I mean, but the songs aren't there. Although I think they did add a couple new ones. And the costumes are really nice.
I would say set design was sick. Mm-hmm. Like the set design, practical effect, like I guess wardrobe.
Everything
was
with
crazy.
design,
Suit
everything
was crazy
with
good.
yeah.
Final thoughts.
Good movie. 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Both agree. Let me know how you liked it down below. Thank you to my special guest here. Alrighty, let me know how you liked it down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. 20 minutes. Jeez.